So this next series, we got a tied series after the Spurs beat the Thunder 103-82 in Game 4. As we know, this has been a very good series, back and forth. But Mase, how did you feel about the outcome of this game in particular?
This game was really good. Every time I watch them play, I think Wemby goes to a new place as the new face of the NBA, right? From the aspect of his tenacity, his willingness to win. When he hit the shot from half court, I was just like, nah. And then when he did the mic celebration, I was sold. I'm not gonna lie, it was just like it was a surreal moment where you could tell he's been watching the guys before him. He's been doing his homework. And he looks like he want to put his fingerprint on the game. That's what you always look for in great players. Like, I want this game for you to know that I was on the floor. And I think the way Vassell is playing, Castle is playing, that this is a tough series because it seemed like every game somebody new shows up. I'm not sure if they beat SGA in OKC. But this is gonna go down to the wire. I think this is gonna go all 7 games. I think OKC is coming to play, and I was shocked that SGA didn't get his normal 20. So I don't know what record he just broke, but before that game, he was definitely hitting that 20 mark all the time. I believe he broke Michael Jordan's record and a few other guys' record on the way to that. So I think, this is very important for the legacy of SGA. I think if he wins this one, we could really put him down as that guy. I was in a barbershop, not in a barbershop, but shout out to the restaurant Knife and a young guy named Kobe that's going to be playing with the Pelicans. He was telling me if SGA win this championship, Killer, that he's the best point guard ever. And I was like, new hotness satisfying this stat. I figured you would like that.
We do like new hotness, and it was Wilt Chamberlain's record, by the way.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yes.
That was in the regular season.
Yes.
Look, the Spurs my team. I love the Spurs. And Greg Popovich came into the locker room after Game 3 and addressed the team after Game 4. He's the, forget his title, there's a general manager, head of basketball operations for the Spurs. And when Greg Popovich comes down, because they say he doesn't come down that often, the people pay attention to it. When I think about the Spurs and I look at this team, of course it's my team and I want them to win, but it reminds me of the teams in the 90s, of the Bulls teams that took a little while to get past the Detroit Pistons. And it was just because they were younger, Detroit had a little more experience, so on and so forth. And that's what the Spurs remind me of now. They have an opportunity to do something great. But if I'm looking at this realistically, and like I said, I want the Spurs to win, but I'm just telling you if I have to look at this realistically. The Spurs could have been down before the last Game 4, 0-3. They lost the games 2 and 3 convincingly, and then Game 1 they won in double overtime. You don't get a 28 3-point jump shot from Wemby, you're down 0-3. And that's just the realisticness of it. We look at the last game, Game 4. Now, we know J-Dub hasn't been playing, but A.J. Mitchell didn't play. A.J. Mitchell is their second leading scorer on the floor. And he helps with ball handling. So the Spurs defense looked like they was playing with a lot of tenacity, but the second ball handler wasn't available. Then you think about Alex Caruso, somebody who's been killing this series. He only takes one shot in the last game. When he's been hitting 3-4 three-pointers, not just scoring, he only takes one shot the whole game. You have to take that into consideration as well. So as much as the Spurs look good, it wasn't about you have to also take into consideration how bad OKC played. OKC's not going to play that bad every game. I don't even think SGA played in the fourth quarter because Mark Dagnall knew what was going on. Not only that, let's take into the bench points into consideration. The first game, I'm looking at it now. I had just pulled it up in my notes, right? The first game, bench scoring, OKC 76 to San Antonio 23. They outscored them by 50 points, 53 points in the first game. Second game, we get 33 points, OKC to 26 San Antonio points. And then the fourth game, I'll skip third game. First 3 games, OKC won. But the fourth game, you finally get the bench of the Spurs to beat OKC, and he only won it by 4 points with Alex Caruso only taking 1 shot. I'm a little nervous. Yeah, it doesn't look good. And then you have to think about this. They didn't look worried. They didn't look like they was panicking. SGA had to, hi, whatever we did, we had to do, we going back home. It's all good. So I think they need definitely AJ back. They've been playing a lot of these games without J-Dub, so I think they're comfortable without playing with J-Dub. But you got to definitely get AJ back. And then each game outside of the last game, you got somebody else popping up, whether it's Wiggins. One game is Wallace. You got Fingernail Man, McCain going crazy one day. I'm pissed.
Fingernail Man?
Yeah, man. She's going crazy, man.
You do, though.
Yeah, you know why? Because I'm looking at the interview with the nation. No disrespect, McCain. You did your thing.
He does.
You did your thing. No. He didn't do his game. He didn't do a thing last game stat.
No, 4 points ain't
don't get crazy. Don't get crazy.
But heck.
I'm giving the credit where it's due. Don't get crazy. I said he did his thing in game 3. I'm not going to, don't act like he didn't do his thing last game. He was feeling himself game 3, and he tried to carry it into game 4, and it just wasn't rocking. Shit was quiet for the nigga. Now, let me give the nigga the props he's supposed to get. You did your thing in game 3. I was pissed off, to be honest with you, because I'm trying to get into it. Pause. As far as your nails and all that. But you won't have designs and shit on it. You just can't go solid color. You gotta have the designs and all type of shit on it.
Why can't you do designs?
Do whatever you want, Stat. I'm telling you, I'm trying to let it go. Right? You got butterflies on you and everything else. He did his thing in game 3, realistically, all jokes aside. But last game he didn't. But that's the thing about OKC. From game to game to game, no matter who it is, they are so deep, pause, that you don't know who's going to step up. And that's why I'm a little scared for the Spurs as well. What people don't realize with the Spurs, we're really lacking a power forward. When we think about it, you can sit there and label Champagnie a forward if you want. He's really a 3 guard. Vassell's really a guard. You got Castle, we know is a guard. And you got De'Aaron Fox, who's a guard. Now, you think about this. So you got 4 guards on the floor in Wemby. Now, when Wemby gets pulled out of the defense when he has to go to contest a shot, we're slacking on offensive rebounds. Even though Castle try and get in there and get it sometime, we're lacking in size. That's why I said, even though I know that's not a topic tonight, we'll worry about that another day, make it for another day. If I'm the Knicks, I would want to play the Spurs. Because the Spurs, even though, like I said, it's my team, I'm going with the Spurs, I'm rooting for you. But they're lacking at the power forward position. And you have OG Anunoby, not only OG Anunoby, you have Mitchell, who also plays with Cat from time to time. So you will also have that dominance in the front court if you're the Knicks and you end up playing the Spurs. OKC, they got a lot of bodies down there. And not only that, Chet also plays with Heinrich? Harnstein, pardon me. Thank you, PT Harnstein. He plays with them as well. So it's bodies. But if I'm the Knicks, I want the Spurs because you're not giving Kelly Olynyk no minute, not giving Plumlee no minute. The only other person you give with size really is Cornette. Cornette had the Nuns there praying for him. I don't know if y'all seen that before the game. The Nuns was courtside and they put their hands on Cornette before the game. Y'all better take the Nuns with y'all to OKC, nigga, because I ain't gonna front. They kept showing the Nuns all game too, man. That was dope. That was real fly, man. I thought that was dope. But if I'm the Knicks, I want the Spurs because the Spurs are really lacking at the power forward position. But listen, I think it's a great series as well. We'll see what happens, but you got to get AJ back minimum if you want to give yourself a chance if you're OKC, because if not, they got some dogs ready to go with the Spurs.
Yeah. So question for you both as we look at individual players, right? So from this series as a whole, if you're choosing one player in particular, who do you feel like is underperforming the most? Like just really not where they need to be?
I would say,
in what, the Spurs series? So,
yeah.
Okay.
It can be on either team.
I would say Chet.
Okay.
You have to agree with Mase. It's definitely Chet. Chet hasn't even taken 10 shots in the last 2-3 games. He's averaging 18, 19 shots per game, but he's taking less than 10. And we're going to have to give that credit to Wemby.
Yeah.
You know, Wemby is a problem down there. I know we're going to talk about Ant-Man's comments later, but you know, it's one thing to say you're going to play against Wemby, and it's another thing to go in to see when you're going down the lane and see a nigga on stilts in front of the basket. You got to rearrange your shot. You got to think second choice. You got to pass the ball out. So I would say Chet as well, and we already know that Wemby has an attitude with Chet because of what happened in the Junior Olympics when America beat Paris in the Junior Olympics 2021. Supposed to be the 19 and under Junior Olympics, and Wemby was crying after that game. I did some more research and I got some knowledge on why Wemby was so mad and why Wemby was upset about losing that game. I didn't know that America was ringing. It's supposed to be 21 and over, and Chet is 2 years older than Wemby, 2 years and some change. So when you're coming for the Junior Olympics and you bring adults, nigga like, oh, niggas ringing? And then you only lose by 2, and then you know niggas is ringing. I don't know what they call it in the Junior Olympics, but niggas was ringing, Mase. Niggas, you know,
21 and under?
19 and under. How old was they? Do the research.
Yeah, they are 2 years apart.
I know that. That's what I'm telling you. I did the homework, and I found out this is why niggas was really mad. It wasn't just about losing. It was like, nah, niggas ringing, bro. And for those that don't know what ringing means when you have a team that's, say, 13 and under, and you got 16-year-olds on the team.
Yeah, it's 19U.
Yeah, so how old was Chet when they was playing?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure, because it was 16 to 19, and I'm looking to see how old he was in 2021.
Yeah.
Let me get this. 19, yeah.
He was 19?
Yeah.
And how old was Wemby?
Had to be 17.
He was 17, yeah. So Wemby felt the way. Wemby felt like, oh, niggas is ringing. And that's what I heard. Not what I heard, it's a fact that I know that in Wemby's mind. And this is why he's upset. So maybe niggas wasn't ringing, but niggas like, all right, bet. I'm going to take it out. You know, what's that shit Pac said? Pay you back when I get older, or whatever one of them lines Pac said.
Yeah.
And that's why Wemby was not just crying, upset. That's why he's crying and shit. Like, all right, they bought the older niggas.
Yeah, and when Chet was out there blocking all the shots, I remember that. He was going crazy. I think he had like 20 blocked shots in that whole tournament.
But Wemby has every right to be upset, because when he's visibly frustrated, he definitely shows it, which, I mean, it shows that he's passionate. And now we're seeing how that's translating to now. So it's I know we talked about the rivalry before, but it does run deep, kind of like Cam said. So if you guys haven't seen the clip, make sure y'all go back and watch it, because it definitely gives a lot more context as to why Wemby acts the way that he does. Even just aside from Chet as a whole, but just even the way he plays. He don't like losing, and you shouldn't like to lose.
And when you lose close games, I think blowout games people don't feel the same about. But when you lose a close game, especially 83, 81 in the Olympics, you know, Junior Olympics, you feel a way about that because you feel like you could have won that game. So I could see it. Another reason why he said, I'm gonna make sure we're not in that position again.
Yeah. Then also at the time, Chet did, even though he was older, he made the age requirement. So that's also not Chet's fault. But I understand the frustration. I'll say that.